You're coming up on 7:59 on your Wednesday morning drive. Slow and steady out of Clark County. Also, probably not helping matters here. It looks like we got a disabled semi on the ramp here from SR 14 westbound to I-5 south. Oh, lost the camera, but the traffic is still there, I promise you. I'll show you the drive time in just a second. Here's a quick look at the drive on the Sunset. This is inbound near Skyline Boulevard. All three lanes slow and steady there as well. And right now the trip in from Hillsborough has been holding steady right around 32 or 33 minutes for the last little while. I-5 from Wilsonville, just shy of 40. Rod?
All right, we are still looking at fog pockets out on the west side. West side only this morning has been the setup. Here's the fog over the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club. You know, the temperature's not bad, 47 degrees with light winds. No fog in Portland or Vancouver. Looking off to the east, pretty morning from the Springs at the waterfront camera there. Looking at the I-5 bridge, cooler at 42. A partly cloudy morning, 56 degrees at noon, increasing clouds into the afternoon. We may or may not see a traceable raindrop today as a weak system passes, a high of 63.
Our city is in the midst of a renaissance. We're not war-ravaged.
Right now on KGW Plus, local leaders continue to push back against the Trump administration, and now they're asking the Ninth Circuit Court to reconsider its ruling allowing the deployment of the National Guard troops to Portland. Plus,
we're in the most perilous moment, the biggest threat to our republic since the Civil War.
That's Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley as he continues his marathon speech on the Senate floor this morning. He's protesting against President Trump and the president's, quote, grave threats to democracy. Also ahead.
The consumer has a 10-day window to void the contract if the terms are not the same as the ones that they agreed to.
the new legislation working to make auto loans more transparent. How the law could help protect you from hidden fees and surprise costs when you go buy a car.
And we're also talking Blazers this morning because they're back, baby. Blazers in action tonight, season opener at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we're getting excited. Tip-off Thomas Schultz joins us in just a few minutes with more on tonight's big season opening affair.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney, and this is Wednesday, and these guys are ready to get into the 8 o'clock hour themselves. Chris and Rod, let's talk a little traffic and weather.
We're doing there. We're working out, all right?
Whoop.
Woo, woo. We have a nice morning underway. We do have fog out on the west side, and we're starting now to see a touch of fog down in Salem, too. This is the first time I've seen any lowering of the cloud deck there. Our state capitol mall temperature is 42 degrees. No fog in Portland or Vancouver, though. Looking off to the east this morning, it's 47. And our day moving forward, generally outside of fog pockets, a partly cloudy morning, 56 at noon. Cloudiness this afternoon, kind of partly to mostly cloudy with the chance of some traces of rain. This looks to be mostly from Portland northward, and literally a trace of rain briefly or nothing at all. We'll get up to about 63. Here's Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. Let's get you out the door with a live look at the sunset. Highway 26, there's your eastbound drive climbing the hill up near Skyline Boulevard. Slow and steady on that side of town for sure. Door number 3 takes us to the Markham Bridge. This is the live look right now. You can see the South Waterfront, Tillicum crossing off in the distance, and the I-5 drive. Northbound I-5 still in pretty good shape on that side of town, but there are plenty of slow spots now that we're into the 8 o'clock hour. The trip north from Wilsonville averaging about 36 minutes at last check. You're driving from Troutdale about 30, and a quick check of the trip out of Clark County. 205 looks just fine. I-5 normal slow and go here through North Portland, just shy of 30 to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Drew?
Thank you, Chris. Talking basketball. Dun, 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 dun. Blazers basketball. That's all I got. What do you got?
Basketball. That's all I got.
Okay. Hey, what does this guy got? We're talking about tip-off Tommy Schultz. He is live for us this morning at the Moda Center talking about the Blazers season opener against Minnesota. Great.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. You want to? We'll sing. You shimmy. Talking basketball.
Yeah, give me a little bit more.
Talking basketball. Hit it, Thomas.
That's more like it. I like that, guys. I like that. I'm like Kirk Cousins. Anyway, we're out here. We've been talking basketball all morning long. We've shown you the court. We showed you the new video system and how it's hung up and 46 tons above the arena. We want to show you a little bit behind the scenes, though, as well. We've got Lisa, the VP, one of the VPs here at the Moda Center of Product Development. You guys got a lot going on with this new club specifically. Can you give us a little bit of details about where we're at right now?
Yeah, look, as you can see, we're putting the finishing touches on this space. Incredibly proud of our crew who started this on October 3rd, and look how far it's come.
3 weeks later. And so what this is basically is a spot where you can be a club member here with the Blazers. What does that kind of entail if you get that membership?
Absolutely. It's called the Cascade Club.
Okay.
Right? We have fewer than 125 memberships available.
Okay.
And it's really going to be chef-driven menus, premium beer and wine, and most importantly, just a private, elegant space to host clients and connect with peers, just feet away from all of the action in the venue.
Yeah, we showed viewers just a few minutes ago, look, you're 20 feet away from the bowl. You're really close, but at the same time, this does feel like a bit of a secluded, more intimate setting. What does it mean to bring this area to the game site, to Moda, to make sure that people, look, if you want a little bit of the game, if you want a little bit more just a quiet place to sit, you've got both options.
Yeah, look, it means everything. We're really redefining what premium means in Portland, and I think this is just the beginning of really that new era. But look, whether you're mingling with family and friends, or you want that competitive edge as a business owner to connect with clients or other businesses in Portland, this is the place to be.
This is the place to be, guys, not just here in the club. Of course, you want to join that if you haven't yet, but also, of course, to the Moda Center for the games. Tip-off tonight, 7 o'clock, season opener here at the Moda Center versus the Timberwolves. Guys, a lot to look forward to, not only tonight, of course, but throughout the season. And guys, I don't know about you, but there's something about talking basketball which gets me in the mood to shimmy. You guys, one more time, just giving me a little bit more?
Well, I'll set it up with this. I am very impressed that you shimmied. Even though Lisa was like standing a few feet away, she had to be wondering, what the heck is this man doing? But here we go. We're talking basket.
She had no idea.
Ball. Talking basketball. And somehow we have to transition from Thomas Schultz doing the shimmy to our other news headlines. Here we go. China, you do.
Okay, your time now is 8:06. This right here is a live look from the Senate floor where Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley has been talking since 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Merkley says a marathon speech is to protest President Donald Trump's, quote, grave threats to democracy. That includes the threat of sending National Guard troops into U.S. cities like Portland.
Never should a government seek to deploy the military against peaceful protesters to try to create a riot, to try to justify an expansion of authoritarian power. Never should that happen.
Merkley's staff has said that he wants to keep going as long as he can, though his remarks are drawing criticism. Senate Republicans pointed out that Merkley forced staff and Capitol Police to work overnight while not getting paid because of the government shutdown.
We're also hearing from President Trump this morning. He addressed this week's ruling by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that essentially cleared the way for the National Guard's deployment to Portland.
I looked at Portland over the weekend. The place is burning down, just burning down. We weren't there. We didn't spend much time there because we were waiting for that decision. But the court, maybe that influenced the court. But you look at a place.
So the president there reaffirming his stance that Portland is, quote, burning down, specifically referencing this past weekend. Here's what we actually covered over the weekend. Roughly 40,000 people attending the No Kings protest downtown, a couple hundred people blocking the road outside the city's ICE facility, and Portland police reporting that they detained 3 people during those events. While the Ninth Circuit Court ruled against one of the temporary restraining orders that's been blocking National Guard deployment to Portland, there is still a second such order in place. So that one blocks all federalized National Guard members from deploying here, not just the ones based in Oregon.
And today is the deadline for both sides to refile arguments on whether the case against that second order should be heard again. Corey Johnson brings us the latest on the case.
Mayor Wilson tells KGW he wants everyone in the city of Portland to continue peacefully protesting as these decisions play out. Now, Monday's ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals gave the green light for the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops here to Portland. The Trump administration is asking Judge Karen Emerget to dissolve her second temporary restraining order that covered all federalized National Guard troops, not just those from Oregon. On Tuesday, the state of Oregon and the city of Portland filed a request asking her to hold off on that decision until after more legal avenues play out. Now, both sides have until today to file arguments on whether the Ninth Circuit should rehear the case before a larger 11-judge panel. Meanwhile, Mayor Keith Wilson reiterated Tuesday Portland does not need National Guard troops.
We're not war ravaged. As we wrangle this through the courts, Let's recognize where we've come from. Every time we've sued, we've won. We're now having to pivot, and we will continue to win through the courts.
As this all plays out, roughly 200 Oregon National Guard members are still at Camp Riley on the coast waiting for their orders. And this is in addition to other California Guards members who are also standing by in Happy Valley. Back to you.
Meantime, Portland City Council members continue to maintain that the city does not need the National Guard. Councilors called Monday's ruling troubling, saying that they aren't backing down. In the coming months, Councilor Samir Kanal plans to introduce legislation addressing how federal agents identify themselves and their use of crowd control tools like tear gas and pepper spray. Meanwhile, Council President Alana Pearl-Guiney is focusing on the possible long-term effects of the ruling.
But it's concerning to me what that says for our rights as a local community.
Could the city of Portland done more to prevent this?
Well, that's certainly the president's argument, but I think what we have before us right now is a question about what the powers of the president are and just how far they extend.
The city and the state are going to utilize the full range of our legal options that we have.
Next week, the city and state will appear before a judge to argue that deploying the National Guard is not permitted under current law.
All right, before we get back to Rod Hill, a live look outside from our sky cam set up in Salem, pointing at the state capitol building. We can only see like the bottom floor of the building though this morning because we've got that fog that's set in over the Capitol. Can't really see the top at all there, Rod.
No, this is in the last 30 minutes or so, it's the first time we've seen the fog kind of move into Salem. The fog is generally out on the west side of the valley more than not. Of course, Salem an exception to that. Here's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Aloha. It's not cold. A lot of times these fog pockets are cold, but this is 47 degrees. We've had just a touch of wind coming out of the gorge overnight. So no fog on the east side, no fog in the downtown Portland or Vancouver. That kind of shows you where those fog pockets are. The coast is also fog-free this morning. Futurecast, one thing we're watching other than some fog pockets this morning is increasing clouds into this afternoon. Here's approaching the noon hour. The green represents a shower chance hitting the coast around midday, early afternoon, and that basically breaks up. So again, a tail end of a weak system passes overhead today. Either gives us a touch of rain or it doesn't. Generally speaking, even if you get some rain, it's going to be this much of your day. So generally, this is a dry one. And a pretty good day. We'll see some cloudiness tomorrow. I think there's at least a rain chance on Thursday, but models keep us dry. Here's the first wave Friday morning of that 2-day rain event we've been alerting you for on Friday and Saturday with 2 days of heavy rain pockets occasionally coming in and some gusty winds at times as well. Back to today. Again, a trace of rain potentially on the west side this afternoon, otherwise partly to mostly sunny out east. Temperatures away from the beach will be up into the 60s, our 7-day. Really nice day today, 63, nice day tomorrow, 64. The 2 days with the impact alert for the rain and the gusty winds on Friday and Saturday, and then more of a typical calmer, showery day on Sunday. And now let's go to Chris McGinnis.
Rod, thanks for that. I want to take you to Southwest Portland here, not far from Tryon Creek State Park. We've got a crash on Southwest Taylor's Ferry near Southwest 2nd Avenue. There is a little bit of a backup getting around that, so just be aware of that as you make your way out the door. The freeway drive, we are in the busiest part of our morning commute, and this camera certainly backs that up. This is I-5 backed up, normal slow and go action here up near Columbia Boulevard. That southbound drive in from Clark County right now is just shy of 30 from Main Street to the Fremont. I-205, as is usually the case, is actually in pretty good shape right now. Over the west side, the inbound Sunset, slow and steady climbing the hill from Sylvan. And here's a look at I-5 near the 205 interchange, rolling northbound out of Tualatin. That too is pretty thick. Total drive in from Wilsonville is just shy of 30 at last check. Excuse me, 40 at last check. 30 would be better. We will be better after this commercial break.
Oh, we got something to tell you about though first, Chris. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend you stick around after the break for our sunrise question of the morning. It's this: not just how often do you brush your teeth each day, when exactly do you brush your teeth? You may be surprised to find out that one of our Sunrise team members chooses not to brush their teeth before they come to work. We'll have your answers in just a minute. And later.
One Democrat making a marathon speech on the Senate floor as the government shutdown stretches into its 4th week. I'm Alice Barr in Washington. Coming up, we'll have how Republicans are responding and the impact on real Americans across the country.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, Sunrise Show question of the morning. Here's the setup. At some point during our 6:30 half hour this morning, we came upon the hygiene discovery that Rod Hill, our favorite weatherman, does not brush his teeth in the morning before he comes to work and doesn't think that that's a problem. He says he brushes his teeth every night before going to bed, but not in the morning, and this sparked some debate among the Sunrise crew. So we want to know, when do you brush your teeth?
And how many times?
Each day, right.
How many teeth do you have? That's a good question, too.
So the first viewer who chimes in here says, don't brush teeth in the morning till after coffee or tea, as it makes it taste weird, but definitely brush teeth before close quarter interactions, like
Rod?
we have on the Sunrise Show. Next viewer response this morning. Amanda says, this is your local dental hygienist. Brush your teeth twice a day, morning and night.
Rod.
I do that noon and night.
Okay. Do we have one more? Yes, Robert. I brush once in the morning and once in the evening. Floss is usually an evening event.
Evening event.
You guys floss. We haven't even talked about that. I floss every day.
Okay.
I don't floss every day, but I do floss.
So I'm the floss winner. I floss every day religiously.
But you come to work with
Hold on.
morning breath.
I come to work with coffee breath.
Morning
and it
and
doesn't
coffee
matter if I would brush my teeth every 2 seconds. I drink coffee in the morning. I come to work with coffee breath.
I will say, admittedly, I've never smelled your breath in the morning. I've worked with you for over a decade, okay? So I'm not giving you a hard time about breath. It doesn't stink. But I was surprised. I was surprised when you said, literally, I don't brush my teeth when I wake up or before I come to work. I found that, I was like, don't you wake up with that just taste in your mouth that you want to get rid of?
No, my teeth still feel clean when I wake up in the morning after my flossing and my brushing and my mouthwash. And basically, I do everything I can before I go to bed. I get up in the morning, I'm ready to be in front of my computer looking at weather information for you as soon as I can in the morning.
Great
to
plug.
come to work.
Great plug.
Let's continue real quick. Have you ever missed a 6-month dental checkup since you're like 5 years old?
Nope.
Well, there was a period
Every
of time.
6 months. you've
Every
gone.
6 months.
Same with me.
Well, since I've been a working adult and had insurance, there was a time where I was not covered. You know, I was in college. I didn't have the money to pay for dental care. Thank you very much. But since I've been a working adult, I've never missed it. And I'll tell you, can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I only brush once a day, which I know is kind of gross to some people.
Twice a day.
I brush every day before I come into work, and my teeth, I spend a lot of time. I figure when I'm going to bed, who's that for? I guess it's for my teeth, but it's not going to harm anybody if I don't.
I brush my teeth twice a day, morning and night, because it's my job to have pretty teeth. Because you get it. You see
That's not exactly your job. It's just an added bonus.
You do that for them. I do that for them.
All right. So my job to look at weather information as early as I can in the morning for you.
Does your toothbrush even know what to do when it's this hour of the day?
All right. I'm going to do this with the toothbrush in my mouth because I've never done that before. See if I can pull it off. Strong rainstorm coming Friday and Saturday. I'm going to take my toothbrush out, actually, because this is important. Not the storm of all storms, but again, the windiest, the coldest, the wettest that we've seen of the fall season so far. Occasional shots of rain, occasionally gusty, noticeable winds, both days, Friday and Saturday. So the point is, you're going to be dressing for the weather and dealing with the weather if you're outside for any time at all on Friday and Saturday. Models holding consistent, 2-3 inches rain at the coast, over an inch to maybe an inch and a half in the valley. This is a rain map that shows you potential rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but most of these totals will be Friday and Saturday. The latest on the traveling over the Cascades, all rain Friday, even at Timberline Lodge, I think. Saturday, snowing big time at Timberline, but should still just be wet at Cascade Pass level. And then Saturday night into Sunday is when the snow levels drop to about 3,000 feet. And this shows we could get about 5 inches of snow on Mount Hood. I've done this with a chicken leg before, but never a toothbrush. Here are the winds. Again, nothing, I've pointed at the weather map with a chicken leg before, but never a toothbrush. Gusty winds from the south, noticeable, not alarming. There could be some 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts at some point Friday going into late morning, and again Saturday midday along the headlands at the coast. But generally this is showing 20, 30 mile per hour winds coming up from the south. Occasionally that'll catch your attention. Temperatures outside right now, mostly a light wind, 47 in Portland and Kelso, 42 in Salem. Pick out your city, 23 out in Burns. Here's that dribble chance of rain later this afternoon. Here comes cloudiness tomorrow. Here comes the first wave of rain hitting the coast first thing Friday morning with our 2-day rain event coming in. All right, 63 today, 64 tomorrow. The weather impact alert on Friday and Saturday for the rain. More of a typical showery day on Sunday. I think the gusty winds will be done on Sunday. I think I'm done. All right, McGinnis, over to you.
That's a really effective pointer, like a little conductor, a little maestro action there. All right. Hey, we talked about this ad nauseum last week about the 6-month closure of the Broadway Bridge, but I wanted to remind folks again with the Blazers home opener tonight, probably a good reminder, the Broadway Bridge closed last Monday for 6 months. So just be aware of that if you're going to the Moda Center. Of course, capacity is about 20,000, right? So maybe we'll get that many fans out there tonight for the Blazers in action. All right, over on the east side, 205 near Johnson Creek Boulevard. There's your northbound commute, puttering along a little bit there. Our speed sensors say about 21 miles an hour, so that's a little slow, but not unusually so. The slowest of our morning commutes at this point appears to be the drive in from Wilsonville, almost 40 minutes now. Wilsonville Road to downtown. We'll be right back.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Today marks the 22nd day of the government shutdown, making it the second longest in U.S. history. Bipartisan discussions to end the shutdown have stalled, and Democrats are demanding a meeting with President Trump. NBC's Alice Bauer has the latest for us from Washington, D.C.
Mr. President, I've come to the Senate floor tonight
On the Senate floor, an all-night speech on ending the government shutdown and protesting President Trump's policies from Oregon Democrat Jeff Merkley.
Now, it is our United States Constitution and our freedoms that are under attack by the President of the United States.
That as top congressional Democrats are demanding a meeting with the president to negotiate an end to the shutdown that addresses a looming spike in health care premiums for millions of Americans.
The president should meet with us. It's not me, him, or anything political. It's that the people are in crisis.
I will only meet if they let the country open. They have to let the country open.
President Trump met Tuesday with Senate Republicans united in their stance that only Democrats can end the shutdown by signing on to a short-term funding bill that's now failed 11 times.
We are going to keep voting to open up the government, and eventually the Democrats, hopefully sooner or later, are going to come around.
Lawmakers acknowledging even informal bipartisan talks have stopped.
Because there can't be another conversation that continues until we open the government.
Amid the stalemate, real pain for American families. With federal workers missing paychecks, demand is surging at food banks across the country. And now low-income SNAP food benefits are in jeopardy, with funding running out November 1st.
If those SNAP dollars get cut in half, that would mean that a local food center, food bank would have to quadruple their output just to meet that need.
A growing crisis with no end in sight. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We also spoke to a local mom who says she's worried about losing her SNAP benefits next month because of the government shutdown. She told us she's having a hard time right now stretching her money to support her kids.
Shockingly, yeah. Especially because the kids, they grow and they have to constantly eat or snack.
We also spoke to the executive director of the Sunshine Division. You see Kyle Camberg there a moment ago. He says they plan to extend their hours at the emergency food pantry over the next couple of weeks. And he added the nonprofit expects to see more people needing help the longer this government shutdown lasts.
Let down by the community, let down by our legislators.
That Hillsborough woman says that her dad was mistakenly detained by ICE agents, even though that he had his papers to live and work here in the U.S. on him at the time. We'll hear more from the man's family coming up in our next half hour.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Good morning, I'm China Green. While the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled against one of the temporary restraining orders that's been blocking the deployment of Oregon National Guard troops to Portland, there is still a second order in place. That one blocks all federalized National Guard members from deploying here, not just the ones based in Oregon. Today is the deadline for both sides to refile arguments on whether the case against that second order should be heard again. In the meantime, roughly 200 Oregon National Guard members are still at Camp Rylea on the coast, waiting to find out where to go. All right, time to go over to Rod Hill for a look at weather.
Varying conditions out there this morning. Good morning to you. We've had fog out on the west side going way back, but this is fairly new in the past hour or so over our state capital in Salem, 42 degrees. There's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Lowell. That's actually the foggiest that has looked. 47 is the number, but no fog in Portland and no fog in Vancouver from the springs at the waterfront. We're at 47 now at the airport. Partly cloudy skies at noon. Cloudiness this afternoon to some degree with the chance of a trace of rain, and then that two-day rainstorm Friday and Saturday.
.30 half hour, sunrise show, Wednesday morning. You know what's crazy to think?
What?
As we look at this live look?
Yeah.
As we look at a live look. Pioneer Courthouse Square.
There'll be a tree down there.
Yeah, no, and pretty soon the tree will arrive at the square here in just a few weeks because it arrives before Thanksgiving.
They light it that Friday after Thanksgiving, right? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly right. But they basically, I don't know if a lot of people realize this, as we come back out live here to the studio, they had to put the tree back together. It's a real tree, obviously, from one of our forests in Oregon. Yeah. But in order to transport it to the square, they have to break it down a bit. And then they reassemble the branches. It always looks good. And that's all going to happen here in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. You and I emceed that last year.
We may do it again this year.
And it fit, we
may.
Okay.
Why? Have you been asked?
No, have you?
Nor have I.
Okay.
Maybe we won't.
Hey, Rodney.
I'm told Chris and I are handling the entire situation.
It is the day after Thanksgiving, which is typically a day off for us.
Wait a minute.
If you want it. If you want it.
First day. I thought we were taking off that day. Okay.
Yeah. It's pick your poison.
Yes, it is. Pick your poison. All right, we have fog still as shown up on some of our cameras. Here's the Salem sky camera. Wasn't foggy earlier, but now it is, at least in that particular location. There was just enough wind coming out of the gorge overnight that Vancouver and Portland have stayed fog-free. The flag not moving much out along the river. Kind of a partly cloudy morning. 47 is the early number. It's a nice day. It's going to be partly cloudy, 56 at noon. Then remember, we catch the tail end of a weak system that may or may not produce an afternoon rain drop. Really, we look mainly dry, worst case, and about 63 at 5 o'clock. We still have the impact alert up for the two-day rain event on Friday and Saturday. We'll talk more about that coming up. Here's Chris.
Friday, Saturday, soaker. All right, noted. Let's get you out the door. We'll pick it up on the east side. I-205. Actually, that should be a little farther south. The northbound drive near Johnson Creek Boulevard is a little slow, but that's the speed sensor for Johnson Creek Boulevard. That's the live shot over near Oregon City. We'll take this full. And we are slow and steady here from here down to the Abernathy Bridge. Not that that's all that unusual, but just to let you know, it's pretty thick on that side of town. All right, door number 2, we'll switch gears. That'll take us over to the Sunset, riding the brakes pretty hard coming down the hill. Well, that's pretty, the colors on the trees, but the taillights there are all lit up in red. And right now that drive in from Hillsborough is just shy of 30. The trip from Wilsonville, guys, this is as slow as it's been all morning now. 40 minutes to get you in from Wilsonville Road to downtown. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, now to what seems to be a case of mistaken identity after a Hillsborough man was detained by ICE agents who were looking for another person with the same name.
Victor Cruz's family says even though he's lived here in Oregon legally for 18 years, he was still taken into custody. KGW's Alma McCarty has the details.
We had this kind of fake safety, like we felt safe, but I guess like that doesn't matter anymore.
A sense of security ripped away from a Hillsborough family after Victor Cruz, a husband and grandfather, was taken into ICE custody 1 week ago. I sat down with his wife, Maria, and daughter at Ziri Tuesday.
Pues se siente frustración, dolor, porque nosotros queremos mucho esta comunidad.
She says she feels very hurt. She feels very betrayed. Let down by the community, let down by our legislators, our administration. We feel very like we have to live in fear now.
Victor was pulled over on this street just minutes from his home by an unmarked car. Family says agents told him they were looking for a Victor Cruz with a specific criminal background. But family says that was a different man, and their Victor has no criminal history.
So he couldn't walk properly. He got out willingly out of his truck and presented his papers, his work permit, his driver's license, and the ICE agents said, your work permit, it doesn't matter. So they just tossed it to the side, and they cuffed him and just put him in the back of the car and took him away. It was like a kidnapping.
Within hours, he was in ICE detention in Tacoma, as confirmed to them by the Mexican consulate. 2 days later, he called his family.
He was very shaken. He does have a pacemaker, so that worries us for his heart condition.
Victor told them he'd trusted that agents wouldn't take him because not only did he have his papers, he wasn't the man they were looking for.
He told us that he's in a room with about 80 people, just bunk beds on bunk beds. He gets 3 meals a day, but the rations are very small and he goes hungry and it's very loud. He says that people are just talking, screaming, and just like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, so it's impossible to sleep.
Maria and Atziri sharing his story in hopes he'll soon be freed, heartbroken over the treatment of a man treasured by many in this community.
Cuando el abuso de poder y el abuso hacia otras personas vulnerables.
She was saying that she's always hated injustice and bullies, and injustices towards people who are vulnerable, and she never thought that she would be in this situation.
Again, that was Alma McCarty reporting for us this morning. We also reached out to DHS and to ICE and are still waiting to hear back. Meanwhile, Representative Suzanne Bonamici, who's closely following this case, told KGW, quote, Victor Cruz is in the country legally and is a well-regarded member of his community. She also told us people should continue to reach out to her office about immigration issues and ICE-related activity.
Meantime, hundreds of volunteers from around the Portland metro area have come forward to help record and verify ICE arrests. These legal observers document the arrests with video, photos, and information. They consider themselves neutral third parties who can even be called to testify in court.
It's time out of all our busy lives. I'm a mom. I'm, active in the community in other ways, but I think it's really important for us to show up for those, our neighbors and our friends and our colleagues.
Some critics say observers are getting in the way of ICE agents doing their jobs.
Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties have launched new dashboards to track regional climate and health trends. The information covers everything from heat and cold-related injuries to mental health and infectious disease issues. County health officials say the goal here is to better understand who's most impacted by the trends and also to help communities prepare for a warming climate.
TriMet wants to hear from you on major budget cuts coming in the next 2 years. The agency is holding open houses to share information about the types of cuts it's considering. TriMet has already said that it will reduce some services starting next month to cover this budget gap. Tonight's open house goes from 5 to 7 at the Chute Park Library. Tomorrow's at the same time at the Tualatin Public Library. You can also learn more online at trimet.org/service cuts.
Blazers basketball is back. The team begins its 82-game schedule tonight at home against the Timberwolves.
Thomas Schultz was outside the Moda Center all morning and brings us a preview.
Well, they always used to say, I want to be like Mike. Me personally, I'm looking to be like Shaden Sharp here. Blazers home opener versus the Timberwolves season opener coming tonight at 7 o'clock. And guys, look, we're on the club level. We got a lot of stuff to show you and not a lot of time. So let's get to it, all right? First of all, this is a little bit more exclusive area of the building. We're on the second floor here, but if you come in here, you got everything you could look for. You're saying, all right, we got a bar right here. Of course, you're going to want that. Everything you could possibly want here at the Moda Center. Once again, season opening game tonight. Look, Campfire Cascades. That's something that you're going to want to hit up on your way here. And if you're saying, okay, well, that's great. Look at all this seating. It's kind of a nice, vibrant area. What about the game, though? You just come in right here. Look, it's that easy at the Cascade Club here at the Moda Center. Super easy to just get to the actual arena for the home opener. Once again, happening tonight at 7. Look at that court. Beautiful, right? Just put it up today after a concert last night. These guys have been busy. That video board, brand new, 46 tons. It's center hung from the roof, in the center. That's what that means. A lot going on here at the Moda Center today and a lot of excitement for an upcoming season with a young team with that veteran Damian Lillard presence back in Portland, guys.
Thomas Schultz bringing us the preview this morning, kind of like a Blazers hype man this morning. He's ready to go.
He is awesome at that. Now we need to get him tickets for that game and then have him give us a live report at 11 tonight and then tomorrow morning too, and see how much energy he still has. If you are one of the thousands headed to the game, we've talked about this for like 10 days now, but maybe you hadn't heard. The Broadway Bridge, which of course is a conduit over to the Moda Center, closed for 6 months. That's for the county to do some repair work on the bridge deck. All right, back to your drive times. I-5 from Wilsonville Road is one of our slowest commutes now. About 41 minutes to get you in from Wilsonville into downtown. We'll zoom into Capitol Highway here. Speed sensors show that's moving along at about 9-10 miles an hour. So slow and steady up into the Terwilliger curves, of course. We'll switch gears. Door number 2, I think this is going to take us over to the Sunset. There you go, climbing the hill up towards Skyline Boulevard. That too is a little slow. And the trip out of Clark County has improved, but once you cross the interstate bridge, I-5 really hits the brakes around Columbia Boulevard. So it's still about 25 minutes from bridge to bridge, from the interstate to the Fremont. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. Talking about the streaming wars next on Sunrise. They are heating up. Netflix says K-pop Demon Hunters is now its most watched movie ever. Ever.
Ever.
Ever.
Ever.
Forever and ever. Still ahead on Sunrise, how the movie's success is shaking up the streaming world and what it can mean for your subscription bill.
Hey, you know our team tests tons of products. We get rid of the rejects, only bring you the best. And this one, pay attention. This is super important today. This is the product right here. It's Halt. It's a firefighting spray foam. Did you know there are 358,000 house fires in the U.S. every year? 50% of them in the kitchen. And this is prime time. We're getting into the holiday season. Chance of fire goes way up. So we're about to start a fire in here to show you how this product works. Because think about it. If there were a fire in your house right now, do you know where your fire extinguisher is? Be honest, I bet you don't. And by the way, even when you find it, it's huge, it's bulky. Have you ever used it? You gotta pull the pin when seconds matter. So this thing, look how much smaller it is, right? This is like a can of Pam. Keep it right in the kitchen. I'm gonna start a fire here and show you how it works. Okay, so there we go, it's going. All you do is you pop this little cap off here and you spray it and boom, look at that. Gets the fire right. This works on grease fires. They say it works on any kind of fire. Some fire departments are even using this in their tanker trucks now. Safe for kids, safe for pets, non-toxic. Also, by the way, they have a fire blanket. It's great for grills, even protecting yourself. They have a passport protector, a document protector. Today, you can get up to 37% off. We got you that discount because this is so important. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On weather impact alert days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
The streaming wars are heating up once again. Netflix says that K-pop Demon Hunters has racked up 325 million views, becoming their most watched movie of all time, and I've never heard of it.
You got to watch it, China. Join the fray. The animated film's success is upping the stakes for the long list of streaming competitors, hoping to convince you and you to subscribe as costs continue to climb. NBC's Brian Chung has the details.
It was the smash hit of the summer. Netflix's new crown jewel, K-pop Demon Hunters, now the streaming giant's most popular movie ever. After a real-life theater release, Netflix inking a huge toy deal with Hasbro and Mattel. Netflix turning its views into big-time revenue too. The company announcing it made a record amount on ad sales. Some of those ads could soon get an AI twist, with Netflix saying it will test new ad formats by the end of the year. It reinforces Netflix's pole position among a dizzying array of streaming competitors, all vying for your attention and money. At HBO Max, customers will now pay another $1 or $2 per month, the company's third price hike in 3 years.
I know, $2 rate doesn't sound that bad. Wrong. This is terrible.
Experts say get used to it.
We've seen Disney Plus raise prices, Hulu raised prices, Peacock did so, Netflix did at the beginning of this year. It's more important for them to make money than to attract subscribers.
Streamers are betting on must-see content.
Here you go, big dog.
As Prime Video and Peacock, owned by parent company NBC Universal, lean on new deals with the NBA. And Disney Plus gears up for the December release of the much-awaited Taylor Swift tour documentary.
We have broken every single record you can break with this tour.
It comes after one research firm estimated Disney Plus and Hulu cancellation rates doubled after Jimmy Kimmel's show was briefly paused. The latest trend, bundles, with Disney Plus, Hulu, and HBO Max offering a bundle beginning at $19.99. And now Apple TV and Peacock joining forces on a package starting at $14.99. Adding another layer of confusion, consolidation in the media industry, with Warner Brothers Discovery putting out a for sale sign, meaning HBO and Batman could be looking for new streaming homes soon.
Can we go back to Blockbuster? That'd be nice.
Is that one store still open in Bend, I wonder out loud to myself?
So we had the longest,
no, I know
or the only remaining
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah.
'Cause
I don't
you
know
were
if it still is or not.
You were probably working in Eugene when we were still doing stories on that. Anyways,
Yeah.
we digress to Rod's weather forecast. What do you have?
Here we go. Starting off with the Chehalem Tasting Room camera in Sherwood. This is a pretty accurate look of what it is out there right now. Kind of partly cloudy skies looking off to the east. There are fog pockets around. Salem's got some fog over the state capitol. We've had fog out in the Hillsborough area this morning, but downtown Portland fog-free and Vancouver fog-free. 39 is the cool temperature out there in the vineyard. Our big story is not today or tomorrow. Basically today mainly dry, tomorrow mainly dry and pleasant. But we have the 2-day rainstorm coming Friday and Saturday, and I just keep saying this because we have people tuning in and tuning out throughout our show. This is not the storm of all storms, but it will be the wettest, the coldest, and the windiest storm that we've had so far this fall season. Friday, Saturday, occasional shots of heavy rain coming and going, breezy to gusty winds at times. You'll be in your rain gear if you're outdoors for any extended period of time, kind of dealing with the rain shots that'll be coming and going. Weather models still love 2 to 3 inches of 2 to 3 inches of rain, at the coast this weekend, and over an inch to maybe an inch and a half of rain all total in the valley. Now in comparison, last weekend we had 8/10. So if these numbers are correct, we're basically going to double potentially the rain amount that we had last weekend here in the Rose City. Snow potential is down to a Saturday night, Sunday event in terms of past conditions. Looks like it could be raining all the way up through about 7,000 feet Friday. Then the snow level comes down Saturday, but still wet at pass level. And then potentially accumulating snow Saturday night into Sunday over Cascade Passes, which would be the first time the government camp has snow over Highway 26 so far this fall. Winds, maybe not enough for any advisories, but they'll catch your attention. This is in the morning Friday. We'll stop the clock Friday getting into the afternoon. The front is now pushing inland. Southwest winds gusting to 30 or better in Lincoln City and Newport. Noticeable wind gusts could reach 30 at times from the south here in the Willamette Valley. And then these types of kind of blustery conditions will continue on Saturday. And again, maybe some 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts along the headlands at the beach. So that's what's coming up. We're pretty quiet this morning. We have a mix of fog and partly cloudy skies. 47 in Portland. Pick out your city, the Dalles 37. Good morning to you. Don't forget, we have that chance of the tail end of a passing weak front dropping literally a trace of rain or a single raindrop, if you will, at some point this afternoon. So really we're mainly dry. Even if we get a trace of rain, 99% of our day will be dry. Temperatures will be low to mid 60s. Tomorrow, a lot of clouds. The rain chance is not zero, meaning there could be a shower, but weather models like us staying dry. The impact alert for the two-day event on Friday and Saturday. Sunday still wet, but the winds will be calmed down and the rain rates will be much less as well. And now it is birthday time. All right, our party starts with Hunter's up. Hunter 6, happy birthday, good looking hat there, love it. Kenny is 60 today, happy birthday to you. 6-0 in Ridgefield. And Gloria's got you beat. Gloria's 80 today, beautiful lady there, happy birthday. Hope you have a really fun day, Gloria, for your 80th birthday. Birthday's at KGW.com, we'll celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
All right, we'll celebrate the end of the morning commute, sort of. The drive out of Clark County, this is a little misleading because all of the red on this is basically on the Oregon side now. So we're clear on that side of town, but once you get down to like Columbia Boulevard, it's still pretty slow. And I'll take you there live right now. This is the live look at Columbia Boulevard. From there, slow and steady down to the Fremont Bridge. Elsewhere on the system, this is I-5 on the other side of town. That's the Taylor's Ferry exit over on the right-hand side of your screen. So northbound I-5 rolling here up towards the Twilliger curves. That still needs a little work, about 34 minutes or so to get you in from Wilsonville. That said, the drive times are beginning to drop just a little bit. So I think we've seen the peak and we're starting on our way down on those drive times. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, new this morning, Oregon is taking steps to make car loans more transparent. A new state law aims to protect buyers from hidden fees and surprise costs.
The legislation includes several changes to the auto finance process that could save buyers money in the long run. KGW's Corey Johnson has more.
This new law could save consumers hundreds, even thousands of dollars. It's aimed at helping buyers better understand their rights and give dealerships a clearer timeline of what they have to close the deal. Now, House Bill 3178 requires auto dealers to start using plain language when explaining finance and lease agreements. And those disclosures must be available in Oregon's top 6 spoken languages. Lenders and dealers are required to clearly disclose all interest rates, fees, and added products before the deal is done. The bill also shortens the time dealers have to finalize financing from 14 days down to 10. Buyers now get a right to void, meaning they can back out if the financing falls through within 10 days of taking possession of the car. Dealers must also notify customers within 2 days if a contract is voided, and the Attorney General's office will post the new model disclosure forms online in those multiple languages.
Honestly, I think it just makes kind of the process go more quickly. So for financial institutions or auto finance companies, it sort of puts the onus on them to know the dealer very well, to be well versed in that sort of partnership so that you're able to turn around consumer contracts more quickly and able to meet that 10-day window.
Now, the law was recently signed by Governor Tina Kotek, and it's set to take effect January 2026. Back to you.
All right, Corey Johnson with that report for us. Meanwhile, I've got to tell you about our great toy drive. It doesn't start for another couple of weeks, but right now is the time to sign up to help us collect toys this year, and it's really easy to sign up. Just go to that webpage right there, kgw.com/toy, and when you sign up, whether you're a local business, a local organization, maybe a local school, when you sign up, we will send you the official Great Toy Drive Collection Kit.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Some fog pockets around this morning. Mainly I'm talking Salem and then out toward Hillsborough and McMinnville. Otherwise a partly cloudy day to mostly cloudy. Maybe a trace of rain later this afternoon, but we're overall pretty quiet until that rainstorm arrives Friday morning.
Drive times getting better, still a little slow through North Portland on I-5. There's the live look of I-5 in the lower left-hand part of your screen. That's up near Columbia Boulevard, so still a little thick there. The upper left is the drive near Capitol Highway. That too, a little busy. 32 minutes getting in from Wilsonville Road.
All right, before we go, producer Michael Gribben behind the scenes wanted to make sure that we mentioned today is National Nut Day.
All right.
I'm going to say that again because I can. Today is National Nut Day. One study, just one study showed that people who ate nuts lived 2 to 3 years longer than those who didn't.
Is that right?
Yeah. Any thoughts on this?
I eat cashews and macadamia nuts. I love those too. Can't say them, but I love them.
You a nut lover, Chris?
Give me honey roasted almonds.
Johnny Green, you a nut lover?
No, she's not. She's not a nut lover.
She's staying silent on the topic.
Hang out with the three of us. So.
That's disappointing.